"You're in the wrong room, sweetheart," one of the lieutenants said as I walked into the Top Gun briefing. "Real pilots only." There are moments in life when injustice hits you so hard, it steals your breath. For me, it wasn't just a moment, it was a lifetime of fighting for my place, only to hear a young pilot's dismissive voice tell me I didn't belong. But what they didn't know, I wasn't just in the room. I was the storm about to hit it. I'm Elise Rogers, and at 38 years old, I'd earned my wings the hard way. I'm talking about surviving a cockpit fire at 30,000 feet and still bringing that jet home. For years, I poured everything I had into the Navy, my time, my health, my peace. I trained younger pilots, covered for their mistakes, and constantly, relentlessly, proved I belonged in a world that often didn't want me there. But the day I walked into a Top Gun briefing and a lieutenant told me I was in the headlights, something fundamentally shifted inside me. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I just waited. And then, the instructor saluted, and he called me Phoenix One. Have you ever been underestimated so completely that proving them wrong isn't even satisfying? It just feels inevitable? Like, yep, knew that was gonna happen. If you've ever had to stand your ground and let your actions do all the talking, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a Tuesday, felt like any other. I remember walking through the double doors of briefing room 7 at 1,400 hours. Outside, the Nevada sun had bleached the tarmac white, and inside, the air conditioning fought a losing battle against the heat. I was in my standard Navy flight khakis, sleeves rolled to regulation, hair pulled back tight. No name tape on this uniform yet. They'd issued it that morning when I checked in for my last assignment. I carried my tablet and a cup of that strong, bitter coffee learned to drink black after enough years at sea. The room was already half full. Young faces, confident postures, flight suits unzipped just enough to show off t-shirts underneath. All men. They stood in clusters near the front, talking in that particular way fighter pilots talk. Hands moving through the air, tracing imaginary maneuvers, voices just loud enough to make sure everyone could hear how good they were. Oh, I recognized the type immediately. I'd flown with versions of them for 15 years. I grabbed a seat in the back row, set down my coffee, and opened my tablet. Behind me, someone muttered something I couldn't quite catch. A low, brief laugh followed. I didn't turn around. There was a time early in my career when I absolutely would have. I would have needed to know what they were saying, felt compelled to respond, to defend, to prove something. But I'd learned my lesson. The best response to men who underestimate you is to let them keep doing it. Until the moment it costs them something. The briefing was set for 14:30. At 14:28, a lieutenant, dark hair, wireframe glasses, walked past my row, stopped, then backtracked. Helmet bag slung over one shoulder, a call sign patch I couldn't read stitched onto his flight suit. He looked at me, then at the room number on the wall, then back at me. "You're in the wrong room, sweetheart," he said. His tone wasn't hostile, not really. Just confidently corrective, like you'd redirect someone who was lost looking for the bathroom. Real pilots only. Secretaries sit outside. The conversations around us died. Heads turned. I looked up at him, let a bead of silence stretch out, just long enough to be noticeable. I was about to speak when the door at the front of the room swung open. Captain David Walker entered, the way he always did, shoulders back, eyes scanning the room in one efficient sweep. That kind of situational awareness? You can't teach it, you just are it. He was older than the last time I'd seen him, grayer at the temples, but he carried himself with the same unshakable calm that had kept our squadron alive over the Persian Gulf when I was 27, and everything was on fire. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.